True indeed with you, Holy Circle Gaming. Thanks for rocking with your boy like always. Definitely a privilege and an honor to do as such. I know I'm doing something different. I went completely old school. Now old school for me. We're going to be doing some Gems of War today. I'm actually going to be doing this. I'm doing this for the YouTube page, of course. But y'all checking in on Twitch, y'all can definitely do that for sure. If y'all don't get a chance to see it on Twitch, running it live, y'all can see it on the YouTube page. Y'all can see it on my Facebook gaming page as well. Facebook Gaming, Holy Circle Gaming, of course. Twitch, I already know if y'all checking in on Twitch, and if y'all checking in on the YouTube side of things, YouTube, True Indeed. Y'all can check me on the YouTube page, of course. I probably will maybe rebrand the YouTube page at some point and maybe put it under Holy Circle Gaming as well. But in the meantime, it's under True Indeed, of course. So, what we're getting into is Gems of War. Now, with Gems of War, you know, before for all my let me address this for all my Marvel Puzzle Quest players. If y'all been playing, if y'all been watching along, y'all know I've been playing a lot of Marvel Puzzle Quest. But what really got me into the Puzzle Quest series, shout out to my man Boom Boom Shot Put and a couple of others. What got me into that was actually playing this game here, Gems of War. Gems of War takes some of the similar elements. It's different, and especially now, it's really different of a game now than what I played when I first started off about 3 years ago. It's been 3 years since I've actually played this game, and I decided to go back into it because I want to see what was the differences between it versus what we have now. So there's a lot of differences in this game now than what they had. I mean, the troop count is a lot higher than what it was. Just to give y'all an idea of how many troops there are, there's a good 824 troops that you can get. There's a bunch of weapons, there's a bunch of pets. You can open up a bunch of team slots. There's a lot more banners. There's a lot more things that they added. They have pets in here now, different types of classes, compositions. They didn't have a lot of this stuff 3 years ago. So when I jumped into it now, it's a completely different game now than what it was then when I played 3 years ago. Now, it is a better game, don't get it wrong. All the changes that they made to this game does make it a better game. It does make it a lot more fun. And this is what I could tell you from a player, from a person who's played this game 3 years ago, stop cold turkey for 3 years, and to jump back in now. There's a lot of things that I'm gonna probably go through in this video. I might do it in 2 different stints as opposed to just one, but I'm gonna go through some of the things that I kind of learned in the process of just jumping back in mid-flight. Now, one of the things I had an advantage of when I dropped in, when I had left Gems of War, I had left it with a lot of good characters at that time that was really considered top tier. I know dragons at that time 3 years ago were like top tier. I had all the dragons. You know, my characters didn't go away, so I still had a good base of characters to work from. The crazy thing behind that is that, you know, a lot of my old school team compositions don't really work anymore. Before, you know, I had some cool little composition of teams. Like I have my Constructicons where it was basically a combination like you see here with basically constructs, and that would be like mechs and stuff, and it would be super fire. Don't really work too well in this particular composition anymore. It's okay, don't get it wrong, but it doesn't really work too well in this particular composition. Now, other teams that I had, just to give you an idea, I had a team of like straight dragons. Don't work anymore. Before, back in the day, that composition would be the composition of team that will wreck any other team, and it wouldn't even be close. So, or you could do like a specialty like bone dragon team that will and just create a lot of gems and just basically cycle. Now those, like the cycle teams, kind of work where you can just cycle mana and cycle turns and keep the other teams from positioning. Those things kind of work out pretty well too. But outside of that, you know, you got to do a lot of different things. So I have to really try to change my way of thinking, you know, do a little bit of research. I ain't gonna front, I didn't kind of go into this blindly or cold turkey. So I have to do a little bit of research to see if this actually, like, you know, what would actually work, what doesn't work, what I need to work on. So right now, in terms of where I am, I mean, theory, I am not a what you call a beginner. I know kind of the concepts and stuff that works, but as far as like layout and everything, you know, I'm still kind of in that rookie phase, so I'm still in like that beginner leading my way into mid-tier phase. That's where I am as far as like Gems of War is concerned. I'm not there. I have still got areas I need to unlock. You know, I got at least like 3 to 4 areas I need to unlock for sure. On the top end, there's a whole little underground area which I gotta unlock as well. So I need to really kind of work on that. So there's a little underground where you do these things called delves, where you got to go in and you can get like other specialty characters from these particular areas that I have to unlock. I'll probably unlock 4 or 5 in this area, and that's just from me like really hard grinding even before getting the video up. So I basically hard grinded for a couple of days or so prior to getting the video up, just so I could get an idea of what to present here. So there's a lot of things going on. Certain things change, certain things stay the same. I am going to do is I'm gonna do 2 different things. One, I'm gonna give y'all an upkeep of what's going on in the week, because if I'm gonna be doing Gems of War consistently, I am gonna run it side by side with Marvel Puzzle Quest. So all my Marvel Puzzle Quest players, don't get it fooled, I'm still gonna be running that. I took a little bit of time off of Marvel Puzzle Quest to actually kind of dive into this a little bit, just so I can kind of get an idea of what's good. And make sure I got like some of the concepts and stuff down for Gems of War, but I'm actually going to be running this in conjunction with Marvel Puzzle Quest and squeezing in some other games. I did tell y'all I was going to be working on some other games. This is one of those other games I'm going to be working on. I'm going back old school, going back with Gems of War. I'm going to rock that. I am going to be rocking some Marvel Puzzle Quest as well. I got some other little gems I'm working on as well. So pay attention to both. Pay attention to the pages. I'm just going to be dropping in. Like today, I'm just dropping in, just like doing some video stuff right now. So if y'all so happen to be catching me on Twitch, definitely appreciate y'all doing that. I kind of just dropped in on the fly. I know I'm dropping in on a game that people don't normally would see, but I'm just kind of dropping in to see what's what. I may drop in with something a little bit special tomorrow. We'll see as we go along. But let me go through some of the housekeeping stuff as you go along. On the adventure board, if you are unfamiliar, so all my people who play Marvel Puzzle Quest and you're thinking about maybe is there another game I could play that's similar that could do a little bit of differently and maybe get involved in, you can maybe get involved in this. One of the things I would definitely tell you is that you want to kind of like your Deadpool dailies on your Marvel Puzzle Quest, you got to make sure you get your adventure board, get your daily adventures out the way, make sure you take care of all those. They actually have a dedicated chat in here, so you can actually go into like the global chat, you could go into like your little group chat. Either way is cool, so you could do either one. I am not in the global chat right now, but I could go and change my settings, get into the global chat if I wanted to. There's PvP. We're gonna actually get into a little PvP momentarily, so I can show y'all some team compositions. There's a whole bunch of things popping off right now. Actually, know what I need to do? I need to get into that faction assault. So they have a lot of different things. The one thing about Gems of War, like maybe opposite of Marvel Puzzle Quest. Now, Gems of War has a lot of things that you have to do, so it is pretty time consuming. Probably a lot more time consuming than what Marvel Puzzle Quest could be. Marvel Puzzle Quest is one of those ones where you have a couple of different modes and you can go. You got your versus mode, you got your story mode, and you got your Deadpool dailies you can get about. This one has like your arena mode where you can kind of go in with a preset, you know, a team that they preset for you and try to run the table. They also have a guild where you have like your guild wars, where basically your guild is like your team of people who you work with and you have like a common goal that you're working for. And this is super important, by the way, so if you actually are thinking about jumping into playing this game, you definitely want to get into a guild where you can actually do something pretty where you could actually do something pretty significant and get like good little rewards and stuff. Even in the guild, just to give y'all a quick idea, you have a lot of different things working in your guild. You got your tasks that you can work on, of course. You got like, you could throw in some of your money to go into a global goal. So if you're working with a good team, your tasks and bonuses will be a lot higher. My team is relatively new. I just kind of jumped into this one. They've been pretty solid, but you know, as you well see, there's other teams that all these things are kind of maxed out. The better your team, the more that you're involved, or more that your team is involved into like heavy grinding, heavy tasking, the better these will typically be, because you'll be required to drop in a lot of points. As you go well, see, you can see how the roster is working out and see how many people is really kind of hard grinding on the roster, of course, how much money they're dropping in and stuff. There's a lot of things that you can pay for in there as well. You don't necessarily have to pay for a lot of this stuff. There's a lot of things you kind of like shy away from. I know they put a lot of premium on things that you could buy. This is another one of those games that I don't really invest any additional money into. I started this game for free. I didn't pay any additional money. All the stuff that I have, like all the gems and souls and coins and stuff, I have already. So I really kind of just dropped in and did this on the grinds early on, and just kind of kept it where it was. So you got your guild, you got your PvP, you got your chest where you can actually kind of unlock more characters as you go along. Kind of in the same vein like in Marvel Puzzle Quest, where you're unlocking cover, same vein. You know, you want to unlock certain ones. The difference is these ones are definitely tiered off. So the difference is you can see how tiered off they are: ultra rare or better, rare or better, common or rare, event keys, which is going to be more specific. Your guild, the better your guild is, the better those chests tend to be, which is cool. And then you got like VIP keys, and normally you got to be a VIP like level 5 member in order to get the VIP keys and get those cracking or so. So those are kind of cool as well. So if you actually get into the VIP typically requires that you pay some money, but if you do get in that's actually kind of cool as well. That's where most of the major mythics are sitting on, because they want you to pay some money to get into it, but you don't have to. There's always other ways to go about it. You have events that are going on that you could kind of drop into. Like this week is a week of White Helm. That means it's going to be a set of characters that have like bonuses and stuff. The binds have bonuses as well. So it's cool. So nothing wrong with that. Then you got your mail, which you get a lot of stuff like either given to you or you earn it one way or another. And then they also, what they give you, which is kind of cool. I wish Marvel Puzzle Quest would do this. On theirs, they actually give you a daily login of what's upcoming, but they also give it to you for the month. And they give you not just like the major stuff, they give you every single thing that you're going to be getting going forward. So there is no confusion. There's no like, oh, what's upcoming or whatnot. They're actually really good in that regard. So that's where it's kind of cool in regards to Gems of War. So if you're thinking about getting into another game, so all my Marvel Puzzle Quest players, if you're like, yo, is there another match-3 game that you would go to? Believe it or not, this is one of them. There's actually another one I'm gonna drop into at some point after I kind of drop in some time in here. There's actually a third one I'm gonna get into as well, but we're gonna get to that one a little bit more down the line as we go. We got a little pet event going on right now, so I'm gonna at least peek at it, see if I can do it later. Oh no, I gotta do it now. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna actually change flight. I'm gonna go and at least try to get this pet real fast. It's 8 battles, and I'm gonna run it. Oh, I gotta change my team too. It's 8 battles, and I'm gonna have to run it with the identical same team that I have. I'm gonna go with we're gonna go with Queen Beatrix. Yeah, we're gonna go with Queen Beatrix. We're gonna go ahead and recruit her in. We are going to we're gonna go and get Malak. King Malak is, I think that's the character I have in that set. I'm gonna go with the same identical setup, by the way. I'm not even gonna change the team setup because the team setup is pretty good, and I think it's good enough to get me over the hump. I'm gonna go with Keeper of Souls. Yes, I'm gonna go with Keeper of Souls. And then I'm gonna go with I think that dude is called Malak. don't remember the name off the top of my head. I don't remember the name, but yeah, Moloch. I'm gonna go with Moloch. So what I'm going with is, so the setup is, the reason why I go with Queen Beatrix and Moloch, because just to give you an idea, Queen Beatrix is, and I don't have any of the traits like locked in. I really should, but I don't right now. Queen Beatrix, her main thing is that she does 42 true damage. That means that she's gonna go under. She's gonna go under and do true damage and not have to worry about shields on any of the characters, which makes a lot of things quicker. Keeper of Souls actually helps with Meng. So Meng eliminates armor, and then I deal 13 damage and I gain the attack equal to the armor, so it actually upgrades my attack, upgrades my physical attack with skulls. And so I start off with 22, then for every character that has like a bunch of shield, I take them off, and then I can use that as attack, so it actually converts over. And then I use Moloch, and Moloch is the same way. He drains mana, does true damage as well. So the reason why I go with those three is because the color scheme tends to work out pretty well, and more importantly that that I can actually go through a lot of things pretty quickly. So what I'm gonna do is, and it's funny because when I play this game, I actually play this like Marvel Puzzle Quest. I don't play it much different. The only difference is with Marvel Puzzle Quest, for you to get extra plays on Marvel, you actually got to get them in groups of 5. In this game, groups of 4, because the way that the cascades work, you can get in groups of 4 and get extra plays. So that's where it becomes like a little bit harder, but a little bit easier, because that could work to your advantage or disadvantage depending on situation and team compositions that you're going up against. So what I'm trying to do is actually build my blues and greens real fast, so I can go ahead and utilizing some of these abilities real fast, but I really don't have either one of the two at the moment. So I'm gonna go ahead and set this up so I could go ahead and take them out the way. That's that bottom character that I kind of clipped out the way, and then I could go ahead and use Moloch and go ahead and take that character out as well. And what I'm looking for is really just a blue or a green. A blue will work just fine. If I would have got the blue earlier, I could have saved myself like a couple of plays and just ran this, and this would have went under and took all of those characters out at once. That's kind of the reason why I wanted to go with this particular setup, because I could probably do this pretty quickly. Once I get her upgraded, which I will, I have to do a little bit of grinding to get her upgraded, then I will go ahead and do that. I like Queen Beatrix a lot. At least for my composition, I think it works very well, and I kind of got it on a good pull. So I was really happy to get that Queen Beatrix, and that actually helped me in, doing this particular composition, where there's other compositions that you could use that could work out just well. And down the line, I may not do it now, but down the line, you will see some of the compositions of teams that I work with in order to kind of push through. Because there's a lot, and I mean a lot of grinding in this game, believe it or not. You actually, if you want to really get good at it, and you want your characters to kind of like really like propel and do certain things or do good for your guild, you gotta grind an awful lot to make a lot of this stuff work. I'm gonna play this here, get him out the way, and then I'm gonna go ahead and just run this. Yeah, you gotta grind a lot. So we got there, we're with the pet there, so we're actually went through 2 here, so we're actually doing pretty well. Battle 3, and this is why I like this particular setup, because as you will see, I kind of went through 3 little battles pretty quickly here. I don't have no reds. I'm gonna go with the green-brown combination. I always want to call them black, but they actually are brown. I always want to say they're black. Don't mind me. I know y'all be saying that. I know my Marvel Puzzle Quest people be like, yo, it's like, why do you call them like all these funky colors and it's really not that? I'm colorblind, don't get it wrong. So if I call colors wrong, don't get mad at your boy. I'm colorblind, so some of the colors don't come up the way that they're supposed to. So don't mind me if I call out colors. Like, I know that is a brown it's, to me, with my messed up vision, it looks black. So, but it's brown. So don't mind me if I call it black. It is supposed to be a brown. I need a green there. I need a green there. I'm gonna put the blue. I don't want to put the blue in play, do I? I really kind of, yeah, I do. I want to put the blue in play. That's right. I'm gonna put that blue in play. I really want to go kind of over the top to get some of their shields off, but it's okay. I'm just gonna play below and see what we have. I don't have no more green. I'm just gonna play this green here. That's probably the right play. And one of the things here, and you know the other thing I like about this as well, you can actually upgrade the settings. So like, I don't believe that you could do, oh man, they're gonna clip me. I don't believe you could do it in Marvel Puzzle Quest if I'm not mistaken, but I know you can do it here. Oh, they're gonna clip me. They're gonna clip me, they're gonna clip me, they're gonna clip me. Wow. Wow, okay, I'm good. Ooh. I believe in Marvel Puzzle Quest you cannot upgrade how the difficulty on the game. On this game you can. The difficulty can ramp up as tough as you want it, and whereas in Marvel Puzzle Quest there are certain plays that the computer makes and it's not the best play. This one actually made what you call best plays. That's one thing I do like about it. So if you really want to play like, you know, really good AI, best play scenarios, yeah, this game will give you all the best play scenarios that you can handle. Don't get it messed up. And if you're not making proper plays, this game will definitely punish you for not making proper plays. It really will. And even when you think that you're ahead and you're working and you're doing well, this game can definitely get you up out of there. They put together good compositions. They don't make mistakes in the play. So sometimes you gotta get more, what I say, definitely a lot more lucky than good when you're playing a game like this. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and pull. I am going to pull a few of these. I actually kind of need to. I've been sitting on these for a period of time. Ooh, Dragon Tar. Destroy a column, all ally, give all dragon allies 5 attack, 5 armor, boosted by yellow gems. Very good. Major Trade Stone. Hippocampus. So nothing there. So we're okay there. I'm gonna actually pull. We're going to pull 200 of these. Go ahead and rock 200 of these. I'm gonna skip all this so we can see if I get anything new. I got a Snow Panther. Snow Panther freeze an enemy, create 6 blue gems, boosted by frozen enemies. Kind of cool. Convert all red gems into green. Deal 8 splash damage to an enemy, boosted by gems converted. That's not bad at all, but y'all can see I have something that I have others that does a lot more splash damage. This gives you an awful lot. I got an awful lot of stuff that actually tacks into like all my basics. The one thing that's in here is pretty cool. The dragon egg. If you get the egg, if you get that little egg keeper or whoever that is, I've seen somebody run with an egg keeper with those eggs. Oh, that's a tough team to get out. So I got a lot of, as y'all will see, out of all those, I got a lot of these earth stones, trade stones and stuff. There is a method to that madness where you actually got to put those together just to give you an idea of what that actually looks like. Like most characters that you get your hands on, I'll just pick one. When you do upgrades, this is where Marvel Puzzle Quest and this game is different. This one, you can actually upgrade the abilities of your characters. I know in Marvel Puzzle Quest, for all my players who are on there, your characters already have all the abilities there, and then from there, it's just an enhancement of how effective those abilities work. This one, actually, no, I take that back. I'm gonna actually retract that. I'm gonna retract all that. So on this particular game, kind of like with Marvel Puzzle Quest, you actually have a progression system. So the way that you get your progression system on Marvel Puzzle Quest is you gotta actually pull the covers in order to get those abilities, and the covers with those abilities on the cover itself in order for it to work. In this game, you actually can pull as many of those covers as you want, and it goes into something different. It's called an Ascension, meaning that any extra covers that you have will be able to move your character up in tier from being like a common all the way up to a mythic, which is basically the best level in the game. Does that make it the best card in the game just because you moved it from bottom to top? No, but there's certain commons that are very strong that could, in mythic territory, is a very tough out. Most of them aren't, but there's a handful of them that are very good. But on the flip of the coin, to do the skill progression, on Gems of War in particular, you actually got to get these little gems and stuff that you got to pull for. So you got to actually get minor stones, runic stones, all these little stones and gems just to get your additional abilities, and you actually have to grind for certain ones in order to make it work, which goes into the grinding. That's what makes this game a lot more difficult, or a lot more grindy than Marvel Puzzle Quest. Now I can understand what people will like Marvel Puzzle Quest because it's not as much of a grind, and you can have a lot of fun, and to be in top tier, you could grind your way into top tier Marvel Puzzle Quest. You could do it here too. It just takes a lot more of a grind in order to make that happen, just to give you an idea of how much of a grind that it is to do certain things. So but that's what it is, man. Now I just want to give y'all a little bit of a look to let y'all know what was good in regards to Gems of War. I will actually be getting some more Gems of War footage as well as some other stuff. Don't worry, my Marvel Puzzle Quest team, I got some footage for y'all too coming soon, so don't worry about that. I'm still in the pocket doing my Marvel Puzzle Quest. I'm gonna actually drop this that pretty shortly, but that's what I got for y'all today, man. So y'all know who I am. I'm Mr. True Indeed, of course. Y'all know who I represent. It's the Holy Circle Gaming. Shout out to them. Like always, it's God above everything. Till the next time, family, we'll do it again soon. Salute.